This is ABC 7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us this evening. The FBI will not be recommending criminal charges against Hillary Clinton for her use of private email servers during her time as Secretary of State.
Director James Comey laying out the FBI's extensive forensic examination. He called the FBI's decision apolitical, saying that only the facts mattered. Today's announcement removes the threat of criminal charges against the presumptive Democratic nominee. But Comey did have a lot of criticism for how her emails were handled.
Although we did not find clear evidence that Secretary Clinton or her colleagues intended to violate laws governing the handling of classified information, there is evidence that they were extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified information.
Much more in this story during World News Tonight with David Muir, coming up at the bottom of the hour. Here on the Suncoast, Venice taxpayers could encounter something they haven't seen in years, a tax increase.
That increase would be to cover increasing costs within the city. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley joins us now to explain why. Christopher.
Well, good evening, Scott and Haley. This increase will help cover the costs for not only a shortfall for the Venice firefighters' pension, but for city employees' health care as well. A pension shortfall facing City of Venice firefighters coming after years of what the Firefighters Union has called mismanagement by the city. Earlier this year, the city had to pay $2 million into the firefighters' pension fund. Now another payment is due.
I wish they had better control over it so they didn't have to raise the taxes this time, but that's the way it goes. Charles
Miller has lived in Venice for 35 years. A tax increase is rare, and he's not a fan of it. But he also says he'll cave if it's for firefighters.
I think that would be okay because they do a great job for our city.
But it's not just the pension driving this possible tax hike. It's also the price for health care, says Administrative Services Director Alan Bullock.
The difference is proposed as $588,282.
That extra $500,000 is to cover a 14% increase in health care costs, largely brought on by the 275 city employees and their nearly 800 dependents requesting name-brand medications.
Cancers, various types, or multiple sclerosis. A lot of the modern treatments now require this very expensive course of medication.
If the price is too much for the City Council, Bullock does have ways of trimming down that 14% increase.
We can cut the benefits, we can increase the deductibles. There's lots of ways we can play with those provisions.
How much each Venice resident's taxes could go up won't be known until the final budget is given to City Council for review. Meantime, McMullen says he's coming to terms with the possibility of paying more.
It won't cost that much more anyway when you think of it. It'd be pennies on the dollar.
At this point, Venice's city manager is behind closed doors putting together the proposal to go before City Council. They do have the option to approve it, or they could send it back to have the increase cut down. Haley?
Thank you, Christopher. A busy 4th of July weekend for county lifeguards at Manatee and Coquina beaches that were packed with residents and visitors. Marine Rescue says it assisted with 2 rip current rescues, 2 medical emergencies, and a marine accident from Friday through Monday. 13 children were also reported lost, but all were found.
It's not unusual for a holiday weekend when we have a little bit of surf or a little bit of groundswell.
I swam out to the water around the jetty. Let the boy know I'm a lifeguard, I'm here to help you. And I grabbed his arm, pulled him around the jetty, and assisted him to shore.
A lot quieter for Sarasota County over the holiday weekend. Lifeguards did not have to make any rescues.
And we also checked with Boat Marine Lab today about how marine life fared over the 3-day weekend that saw a lot of action out on Suncoast waters. Boat officials say 3 sea turtles were hit and killed by boats. They also received calls about 2 manatees being hit. Fortunately, they were not injured to the point of needing treatment.
Several beaches on the Suncoast got a needed thorough cleaning today after the busy holiday weekend. More than 100 volunteers picked up trash, everything from cigarette butts to firework fragments and cans. It's all part of Keep Sarasota County Beautiful's annual Liberty Litter Cleanup on Blind Pass Beach, Nokomis Beach, North Jetty Park, Lido, and Siesta beaches. Really great volunteers go out and do that, but it would be better if everyone, like you mentioned earlier, picked up their trash when they left.
Just thinking that, yeah. It's unfortunate they have to go out there
that they have to do that.
We're sure lucky to have them, and glad they were out early to do that today. because the temperatures really got up there today. John is in for Bob. Hi, John.
Hi, absolutely right. I tell you, though, it was a nice sunrise, that's for sure. And we did have a beautiful picture sent in to us at pics@mysuncoast.com from Sarasota Springs of the beautiful sunrise that we did have. Clouds just added to its beauty, and it was about the only time of day when it was fairly cool outside, or at least bearable. Shortly thereafter, temperatures rose into the 90s and have held there all day long. Across the area right now, just not a lot of rain falling. This big ridge of high pressure kind of suppressing all of our cooling showers, so we're not getting that little bit of relief in the evening from the heat. Right now, the largest storm that has developed over the last half hour or so is well inland from us, but it is bearing down on areas of Myakka Head and Myakka City. All of this gradually lifting north, so Bethany, you're going to get some pretty good rain showers in the course of the next 45 minutes or so. Evening planner shows temperatures that are going to be holding in the 90s, I think, as we head into the 8 p.m. hour, and not much in the way of any kind of coastal rain showers this evening. Back to you.
All right, John, thank you. A proposal to bury all power lines on Longboat Key has hit a roadblock. Property owners not willing to pay more than others. After everyone agreed to pay an even charge to bury utilities along Gulf of Mexico Drive, residents were assessed another charge based on individual benefits for the remaining power lines. Those closest to a power pole will pay the most due to special benefits like safety and reliability. But some property owners say they've been overcharged.
They're assessing us as if they were running 39 different cables to the building, which is unheard of.
The benefit is the elimination of that line, burying it underground, and by the way, replacing it with a brand new electrical distribution system.
After nearly 5 hours of debate, commissioners decided to postpone their vote on this resolution until October.
Bradenton's Old Main Street could soon be getting a makeover. The city is looking at fixing up an area that officials say is looking a little old and tired lately. New and improved landscaping, better lighting, and wider sidewalks are expected to be part of the upgrades. The city says the improvements would take place on Old Main Street between Manatee Avenue and 3rd Avenue.
Let's see what new innovations we can do, what new materials are out there that weren't available when we did it the first time, what lighting is available. I mean, just the advent of LED lighting over the last 4 years has just been amazing.
We've been here 16 years and it's definitely come a long way. I think it'll be good for everyone and bring more people, you know, maybe new businesses.
The city is hoping to do these improvements at the same time when the Spring Hill Suites is being built with a parking garage. That work is expected to get underway in about 2 months.
Potential new development in the Newtown area of Sarasota. Straight ahead, what affordable housing plans are in store?
And toxic algae causing serious problems for 4 counties in Florida. What officials in one of those counties decided to do today.
The all-new official Suncoast forecast, only on ABC 7.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good.
Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
We are delighted to have Dr. Kaminsky join our team at the Totola Cancer Center.
I'm a radiation oncologist. I was at the National Institutes of Health, most recently at the Medical College of Georgia, specialized in central nervous system cancers, prostate cancers, and other types. At the Totola Cancer Center, we have a level of technology that is second to none.
He has a great wealth of knowledge and shares the same passion that we have for patient care.
My family and I are happy to be here in Sarasota and excited to treat our patients here at the Totola Cancer Center.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Yet another new development is proposed for Sarasota. This time, the construction is slated for the Newtown area.
ABC 7's Bobeth Yates joins us now with the details of that project. Bobeth?
Well, those looking for affordable housing in Sarasota have traditionally had a tough time finding it, but there's a new proposal aiming to provide another option.
It was very difficult when we were first looking, and I live with 3 other people.
Recent college graduate Hedda Cooper says from freshman year to now, finding affordable housing in the Sarasota area has been near to impossible. And if it wasn't for her roommates, the already difficult situation would be worse.
That's pretty much the only way that we are all able to make our way right now, is by all living together and sharing rent in the house.
A company called Student Accommodation Services LLC hopes to solve the problem, submitting a proposal to build 20 new apartments on the site of an abandoned warehouse on the 3400 block of Central Avenue. And some who live near the proposed site say they're open to the new development.
I think that it'd be a good idea for the community. We need more build up around here.
Longtime Newtown resident Joseph Hunter says the site has been abandoned for about 10 years, and he hopes the new development will bring new life to the area.
When I was a little boy, I remember that being a battery, like a battery place that you used to go to and take your cars to get fixed and change the batteries out and stuff.
But the site's history has raised concerns for city officials who worry about possible land contamination. And there's another concern.
It's the continuation of this gentrification and just how much of this are we going to see, and do we get to a slowing of this?
But while some worry the influx of people in the Newtown community could eventually displace current residents, others are focused on the potential benefits of new housing. For 4 buildings with 20 apartments that will range from 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, as well as a pool and parking.
So I'm hoping that this will actually serve the community that has been living here for a while.
Now, city officials will be reviewing the developer's application on July 20th. Back to you.
Thank you, Bobeth. Seems like it could help a lot of the students there. They're having a tough time.
It is expensive to live here. We know that. All right, your forecast is coming up right after this. Stay with us.
Annual wellness visits are important for healthy living. When you schedule your yearly exam, MCR Health Services is here for you.
With over 25 healthcare centers featuring multiple services and 8 pharmacies, we are here for you. Call or click today.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Looks like we're getting another new neighbor.
Now you could be the millionaire next door. Play Monopoly Florida Edition scratch-off games with a top prize of $5 million. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Well, I was driving to work and I was thinking, it looks so nice outside from my air-conditioned car. I don't want to be out in it, but it looks pretty.
That's interesting, actually. I was driving to work. I also was looking at the cars passing by and trying to find one that had open windows and no air conditioning. You know,
No.
I did. I saw one
person? Okay.
one person out of
Good
all
for
the
them.
cars. Obviously, you need air conditioning
Yeah, you
to get by in these kinds of conditions. 94 degrees again today with a feels-like temperature of 106 degrees. Right now, we have a dew point value that's in the upper 70s, so it does feel really kind of sticky out there. Actually, it's down to 75 now. West wind coming in at 12. That's great, right down to 75. Still, it's going to feel very humid throughout the evening hours across the entire area. 95 degrees in Arcadia still at this hour, so it is in Wauchula as well. 93 Mayaca, 94 Parrish, 93 Bradenton, Sarasota, as we mentioned, 92. Lakewood Ranch, you've got 91 degrees. 89 degrees in Venice and in Inglewood, 88. 92 degrees in Northport still, so it's sweltering there. You folks know that. And Punta Gorda coming in at 93 Longboat. A little bit cooler. You guys are enjoying, I'm sure, a walk on the beach out there with 86 degrees. That west wind keeping you a bit cooler, as it is along all our coastlines currently. Not much happening here in terms of any kind of rainfall across the state of Florida. Thunderstorm here and there dotting the landscape across the peninsula, but nothing really heavy, certainly no severe weather around. We have one shower right now between Bethany and Verna, producing a little bit of light rainfall here, and some pockets of some heavier rainfall as well. All of this gradually drifting off to the north and to the east because it kind of falls apart. Some of it back building toward, not back building, but drifting back toward the west, the light stuff. Not going to see a whole lot in Mayaca from this system. It's going to bypass you, basically. The rest of us, I think, are going to enjoy a pretty quiet evening with high pressure, the dominant weather feature, in control, bringing us that westerly flow of air, but very light and very variable, and allowing the sea breeze to build early and push far inland. That'll be the case again tomorrow, I think. Rain chances are pretty minimal, though if we do get rain, it will be in those inland locations. Very warm, very humid afternoons, light variable winds, and kind of a dry spell. It's going to last for several more days. A normal rain chance at this time of year would probably be about 40%, 50%, and right now we're at about 20% and holding for the next 5 days. We have some drier air that is indicated here by the tan contours. That is really limiting our rain chances. And in fact, making the tropical basin pretty quiet as well. There's a lot of Sahara dust. There's a lot of dry air. And so there's nothing in the breeding grounds that we would be concerned about at this time of year that are producing anything that could approach any kind of tropical system that might develop. So for the next 5 days anyway, we're looking pretty good across the Suncoast. Just a few pops of clouds here and there. Should be a beautiful sunset tonight. Should be nice. Nice evening stroll along the beach. Should be just fine without any inclement weather. West wind coming in at about 5 to 10. So it's a light wind that we expect. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, we'll have a light wind out of the east at about 5, but it will quickly switch around as these winds, as I mentioned, are light and variable to the west, and the sea breeze will build early on. Smooth conditions on your bay and inland waters, 1 to 2 foot seas. Nice boating weather. I mean, it'd be beautiful to be out on the water with these kinds of conditions. Low tide this evening at 9:30. High tide comes just wee hours of the morning at 3:48. And then we have a low tide coming just after sunset at 7:57. Forecast calls for about a 20% chance of rain with warmer than average temperatures until we get to next week, when a little bit of extra rain showers might drop the temperature a degree or two. Back to you.
Thank you, John. 4 Florida counties are under a state of emergency due to toxic algae problems.
And the declaration will remain in place for another week in at least one of those counties. Martin County commissioners making that decision today to keep the state of emergency in place. Emergency management leaders also say drinking water will be monitored closely. The state of emergency helps officials acquire and utilize needed resources more quickly.
We've been working at the national level, trying to make sure that our small businesses here are being helped as best they can. You know, that's another reason for getting this federal declaration, so that we could possibly seek some remedies for those that they could, you know, we're treating it similar to like the BP oil spill, and looking for assistance through that.
The problem started more than 2 weeks ago when water was released from Lake Okeechobee into canals. They hoped to prevent flooding in the lake, but inside those waters was a large algae bloom containing dangerous bacteria.
Hi, I'm Linda Carson. Coming up, we'll introduce you to an amazing Suncoast woman that you might often find here at the Sarasota Orchestra.
This week, a critical new stretch in the race for the White House. President Obama and Vice President Biden set to hit the campaign trail for Hillary Clinton as Donald Trump sharpens his attacks. The sprint to the conventions is officially on ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Time to introduce an amazing Suncoast woman who helps keep our arts community ticking.
ABC 7's Linda Carson joins us now with more. Linda.
Betty Morris works more hours as a volunteer than most of us work on our full-time jobs. But she works not for money, but for the love of the organization. She is this week's amazing Suncoast woman. If you attend events in Sarasota's art community, you are bound to run into Betty Morris.
I'm a volunteer, of course, here at Sarasota Orchestra. My husband and I volunteer for the opera over at the Opera House at the Oslo. Let's see, of course, at Players Theater, and I do the ushers there, organizing them.
And she's in charge of organizing events for the Sarasota Arts Alliance. She and her husband of 59 years volunteer together. They make a great team.
I guess I'm the front person, and but he's the backbone. He's the thinker.
Betty's from Chicago. She met her husband while attending grad school at the University of Miami.
It had musical theater, which was my interest, and I was a dancer.
After graduation, she spent 3 years directing in high school and community college, then taught grad school. Her husband's career in international business took off, and while he ran companies overseas, she did research in communications there. When they returned to the States, she was a college professor.
For the last 15 years, actually, at San Francisco State University. And before that, we were down in Texas, and I was at St. Mary's in San Antonio.
Then they retired and headed to Florida. They drove down the coast looking for a place to settle.
Didn't like anything until we got to 41 and the Ringling. Saw that and started saying, now this is what we thought Florida was going to be like.
And they made this their home. They dived into volunteering, and Betty taught at State College of Florida for the next 15 years. Now she volunteers full time.
It's just like going to the office. I mean, when it's 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm at work, you know.
Her activities are diverse. She and her husband excel at planning fundraising events. Betty says life is good, and volunteering helps make it so.
I find that the people who are volunteering they feel better, they feel good about themselves, they're enjoying life, they're meeting other people, they're around, like you say. So it's just a good thing all around. It's good for the organizations, it's good for the people who volunteer.
Betty and her husband Bert also have 3 children and 4 grandchildren. They've lived a very successful life that has always included giving back to their community. What a happy lady she is.
She's right. This study after study shows that it helps you to volunteer to help others. So
keeps you young. Yeah, she's a proof of that.
Yes, she is. That's great. Thanks, Linda.
What about tonight, John?
Looks great. Get out there and enjoy it. It's a typical summer hot evening.
Okay, maybe some bug spray needed.
Yeah.
Have a good night.